Hey everyone, it's Noah and I'm here to share whether you care or not. Today we will be discussing Forza Horizon 6. I'll be using some of my gameplay from Forza Horizon 3 in the background because it's one of my favorites of the series. It might be my favorite. But anyways, so let's begin. Forza Horizon 6 is real and it's closing in real fast, releasing May 19th, 2026 on Xbox and PC. I'll go ahead and be honest, I'll be playing this May 15th, 2026 since I pre-ordered the premium edition of the game, which allows 4 days of early access. This is something that I take very seriously. I don't like to pre-order games unless I'm 100% sure, but this time I was super quick to do this because I saw the game in action and it just really spoke to me. So let's get into why I pre-ordered the game in the first place and what excites me the most. The new game engine. I really never played the recent Forza Motorsport, but I was aware of a lot of the technical issues and other problems that the game had since it was built on this brand new engine. But this new game looks like they've possibly refined it, and it looks great. It's exciting to know that we aren't limited to the Xbox One hardware anymore, since Forza Horizon 6 will only be on the modern consoles and PC, meaning potentially smoother performance and enhanced game features. We also know that this is releasing on PS5 later this year, but they still haven't announced an official date. So let's talk about the map. Japan. Finally, Japan. So first off, some of the biomes that we see, they look incredible. We see these cherry blossoms in these in these more country areas, and then we see like more urban areas of Tokyo City. The game looks incredible. They say Tokyo City will be 5 times larger than any of their other urban area, which is really exciting. Like, I'm trying to think of like Surfer's Paradise from Australia in Forza Horizon 3, but like 5 times larger. That is insane. Or Edinburgh, or another one. It's hard for me to fathom that. We also get this little cool look at like what looks like these cars going through kind of like a snowy / glacier paved road. I mean, it's really, really cool. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here, but it looks so cool. But that's exciting. And another thing that they said that they learned making this game is the verticality aspect of the game with the highway system and then other levels of the map. And they said that they experimented with this doing the Hot Wheels expansion for Horizon 5, which I think is super exciting to have more verticality in the game. It kind of makes things more interesting, especially with Japan and their highways and Mount Fuji, and that sounds awesome. Now, we don't know for sure if we'll be able to visit Mount Fuji and drive up or down or visit. We don't know that, but still, if we can, that's awesome. If we don't, that's still a cool background piece, but I guess we'll see. But honestly, the environmental design / audio people, they really need a round of applause because the game looks incredible. They said they recorded real audio from all 4 different seasons of Japan to give it that extra authenticity, which I think is really cool. But I'm really curious to see just how large this map is in total, considering that there's an entire island that we can't access until we have a gold wristband. But I'll speak on this later. So now let's talk about progression. So the wristbands are returning and will serve as your leveling system. This was first introduced in Forza Horizon 1. It's a basic system. But really, this time, you are not even a rookie racer, you're nothing like that, you're just a tourist in Japan at the beginning of this game, which I think is awesome. You will have to compete in qualifiers to even join the Horizon Festival. This is a far cry from the previous few games, where you're already in, or you're the boss, and you don't have to work towards any of this. But it gets more interesting. Until you require the gold wristband, you won't be able to even access Legend Island. At least that's what the devs say. We don't have any details on this map or this island per se, but we can assume it's a separate area from our main map, obviously, which is really exciting. I don't know what it's going to entail, but we will have to see in the coming months whenever they reveal more. We also know showcases will return and will act as a stepping stone to allowing your next wristband. Just like the other games, we've got, whether you're racing a train or a jet or these other weird things, they'll be back. In conclusion, the progression system is a much welcomed return. I'm so tired of starting the Horizon games already being well regarded and gifted hundreds of thousands of credits along with supercars in my first few hours of gameplay. I think that's a little silly. And it kind of just makes the game boring. You have nothing to work towards. So props to Playground Games to pulling back the reins a little bit for FH6 and kind of allowing us a reason to come back and work towards something. the progression is the reason that I'm probably going to be coming back, besides the map and all these other things I want to talk about. So now finally, let's talk about some cars. A lot of familiar cars, this time with an emphasis on JDM cars, of course, because it's Japan. In particular, I noticed the Nissan Silvia S15 appears to have a brand new model, finally. I think they've been using the same one since the Xbox 360, which is crazy. With that, we see, I think, what is a Toyota Chaser. We see a lot of cool cars. I'm also hoping for a brand new R34 GTR model. Now, the one we've had has been okay, but just like the S15, it really isn't picture perfect, so I hope maybe we get a remodel. And talking about the GTRs, I'm kind of hoping for improved sounds, especially for the RB26, and performance capabilities. We all know the RB26 is a really, really good motor, and can hold a lot more than just sub 800 horsepower like we have in almost every other game. The only game that ever gave us a really powerful RB26 in Forza, in my memory, is the Fast and Furious car packs where we had Brian's R34. Yeah, I think it made over 1,000 horsepower, which is awesome. But either way, I hope we get enhanced sounds for these other JDM cars and more models for other JDM cars. Now, there is a rumor based on these things we've seen about a remodel for the Mitsubishi 3000 GT/GTO. I'm very excited for this, obviously, because I'm biased since I own one. But we'll see. I'm really excited about this. Along with that, we also got to reveal the cover car for the game, which is really cool. It's a Toyota GR GT, which is the brand new... I'm basically going to call it Toyota Corvette. It's basically if Toyota made a Corvette with its hybrid twin-turbo V8. It's a really, really cool choice. I prefer it a lot more than a Lamborghini or another exotic, especially us being in Japan. I think it fits that we're in a Japanese supercar, or whatever you want to call it. I think that's awesome. The only odd part about the reveal was a lack of Subaru. This might just be a coincidence, but not one Subaru vehicle has been spotted in any promotional material, so I would assume that they're back for the game. They've never skipped out. They've always been involved in the Forza games, but I think it's just an odd coincidence, but I think it is kind of funny that we don't see any Subaru cars, especially since they're one of the biggest Japanese automakers out there. The next thing I want to talk about is houses and garages. The house feature is back, but this time they will have a more personal touch, allowing you to fully customize a garage space that comes with the house and display certain vehicles. Your friends and other players can also explore this space with you. I'm sure this will be similar to like GTA Online, allowing you to display a limited amount of your car inventory. Probably the feature I'm most excited for so far, I won't lie. Making buying properties actually feel somewhat useful. They were absolutely pointless in the last two games. Alongside this, you can acquire an estate that's just an empty field in a valley where you can actually build out your own grounds however you want, like Event Lab style. Basically, like I said, using Event Lab tools, and you can do whatever. But what's really neat is that this is supposedly a permanent part of the map that you and your friends can interact with. I'm really not sure how this is going to work since other players will have their own estate, but we will find out. Some other features I'm excited to see. It's been confirmed that our steering wheel rotation will now be like 540 degrees versus the 90 degrees we've had since 2012, since the first Forza Horizon. So basically what I mean is, so let's say you go into first person, or you can even see it in third, and let's say you cut your wheel really hard. Your hands are definitely going to be turning the wheel more than 90 degrees and locking. So it's really nice to see that they've fixed this, and our character is going to be actually fighting the steering wheel. It's going to look a lot more realistic, and it's going to look a lot better if you're driving first person. Another feature is the window stickers / liveries. Again, something small, but everyone has wanted this for years. We can also now equip cars with different front and rear wheels. By that, I mean having a mismatch between the front and rear wheels, which is really cool if you're going for like a drag or a drift appearance where you have different front wheels and rear wheels on the same car. To kind of wrap this up, the game has supposedly been in development for at least 4 years or more, because Forza Horizon 5 came out in 2021. This wait between games has been the longest, too, between any of them. I genuinely haven't been this excited for a Forza Horizon since the E3 reveal of Forza Horizon 3, which has been 10 years ago. Holy crap. Honestly, Forza Horizon 4 and 5 kind of failed to capture the same essence I loved about the first 3 games. I wasn't really a big fan of the UK and the implementation of the seasons, especially winter. No surprise, I don't think many people are. But then FH5 gave us a big map with open roads and deserts, along with a tall volcano to scale, but that's about it, besides the retooling of the car sounds with intakes, cams, and exhaust. The Mexico map felt really dead and boring after a while, and it still is. Both the UK and Mexico look absolutely stunning, but lack any real personality that they really brought with us with Colorado, Southern Europe, and then Australia. So based on what we've seen, Japan looks like it holds a lot of life and personality. But that's got me wondering, where will the inevitable Forza Horizon 7 take place, which I know is probably a long ways off? I really don't know though. Where else can they go to serve the functions that they need for a game of this caliber? It's really interesting. I'd love to know your thoughts if you have any ideas about this, because I'm kind of drawing a blank. With that said, I think that's just some rambling about Forza Horizon 6. I plan to possibly make some videos with the game in May when it releases. So if you're new and love cars or video games, consider liking or subscribing. It really helps with how cruel YouTube's algorithm can be. If you're a returning viewer, I want to thank you as well. Your support means a lot to me. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and talk about Horizon 6. I'm really excited for it, especially as a car guy and a gamer. This game looks incredible. Big props to Playground Games and Turn 10 Studios. They really look like they've knocked it out of the park this time. I hope we get to learn more about it really soon. Honestly, the only thing I don't want to say I'm disappointed for because we don't know, but it would have been nice to see maybe some customization for your steering wheels or maybe your seats. I know they can't do everything because they've got so many cars in the game and it's a lot of work, but yeah, that would be cool to see in the future. And you know, honestly, I really only have one concern after watching everything we've seen, and that is kind of the lack of traffic. I know that sounds kind of funny, you know, I don't really want an abundance of traffic and pedestrians per se, but with a place like Japan and Tokyo City, I won't lie to you, I mean, it looks just a little bare, but I guess we'll see when the game does release, but it would be nice to maybe see a little more traffic. It's hard to toe that line because you don't want so much that it's hard to actually drive and kind of enjoy yourself. But then again, you don't want it looking like Forza Horizon 4 and 5 where they're kind of barren, especially Horizon 5. But really, that's kind of my only concern after everything we've seen. But, oh yeah, one more thing I want to add that they specifically pointed out is that they have new Forza Aero, which I know everybody was cheering for, which is hilarious. And then they also mentioned that they're going to have, along with the new car models like I mentioned, they're going to have new body kits and other new pieces. So I'm kind of hoping with the S15, maybe the R34 and these other cars getting remodeled that we get brand new kits, which will be awesome. If we get the C-West kit for the R34 GTR to kind of mimic Brian's Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious, I will be very, very happy. That's just kind of a little thing though. I hope we do get some nods to Initial D, Fast and Furious, and Tokyo Drift, and these other famous pop culture things in Japan. I want to see it, and I think that they know we want to see it. So that's about all I have on my mind. We'll just talk about the game later whenever we have more information or whenever I feel like it. But I hope you enjoyed. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.